45 broadcast stations have been sanctioned by the National Broadcasting Commission for transmitting electioneering campaign content which violated provisions of the Broadcasting Code and Electoral Act. Tijesu Adeoye tells us more.
The National Broadcasting Commission monitored the 2019 electioneering broadcast and campaigns. This was to ensure the broadcast media's professionalism in airing election-related content. 45 broadcast stations were found guilty of some infractions and have now received sanctions by their regulator.
At the end of the presidential election which held on the 23rd of February 2019, 45 stations were found culpable of infractions of the provision of the Nigeria Broadcasting Code and have been sanctioned accordingly. We give them the highest level of sanctioning possible under the NBC, which is to make them to pay ₦500,000 naira. Every single station, 45 of them, and they cut across the entire Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The Commission sends another note of warning to the broadcast media on the use of hate and inflammatory comments.
The whole idea is for us to perform in a professional manner so that we can assist people to make informed choices. We're not to inflame passions. We all know how passionate Nigerians can be about choice during elections. Elections are going to hold again next week. If our licensees commit the kind of infraction that make us to make them pay the highest amount of fine, then we'll take the next step.
It says this contravenes provision of the Broadcasting Code and culpable media outfits risk being shut down. The regulatory body had earlier issued warnings to broadcasters on their need to strictly comply with provisions of the Broadcasting Code and Electoral Act ahead of the polls. Tijesu Adeoye, TVC News, Abuja.